Hey everybody, welcome back once again to Unchained with the Captain. We have with you, of course, your host, Captain Morgan, and me, the Durley, from Cooking with the Durley. Today we're going to be talking about the Mel Brooks classic, Spaceballs from 1987, because of rumors on the internet of Spaceballs II, The Search for More Money. Now here at Unchained with the Captain, one of us really likes Spaceballs. And the other one of us...
It fucking sucked!
Alright, welcome back once again to Unchained with the Captain and the Durley. And I guess we know who likes Spaceballs and who doesn't. You know, this is a great movie. I'm going to start with this. Spaceballs, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's Mel Brooks. It's got a whole amazing cast of characters, really big names from Hollywood. We've got Mel Brooks, obviously directed and wrote it. He also stars in it. We've got John Candy, the late John Candy, Rick Moranis. We have Bill Pullman, Daphne Zuniga, who was in Melrose Place, Dick Van Patten, Joan Rivers is in this thing. We have Michael Winslow. Lots of amazing actors in this, and it's a spoof on mostly Star Wars, but also a lot of sci-fi in general. There's a few spots where they make fun of Alien. There's some spots where they make fun of Star Trek, but a hilarious movie, altogether. Those of you who know Mel Brooks, he makes some really good movies. Blazing Saddles, History of the World. We've got movies like Robin Hood Men in Tights. Now, Captain doesn't so much like this movie. I'm sure you could see his actions over here, shaking his head no. Well, Captain, why don't you like Spaceballs?
Here's why I don't like Spaceballs. Alright, now I am actually a huge Mel Brooks fan. Like you said, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, stuff like that. I love that stuff. But the big problem I have with this movie is I feel like it shits on sci-fi fans and even more accurately Star Wars fans.
And it does focus mostly on Star Wars. That's kind of the whole premise. The characters you've got a Dark Saber, or Dark Helmet. I'm sorry, played by Rick Moranis, who is mocking Darth Vader. You've got President Scroob, who's supposed to be the Emperor. You get the Princess of Druidia, but I think it's hilarious. I think it's more of an homage to Star Wars, and I think he exploited during a time when Star Wars really wasn't that popular.
Well, you're right about that.
Exploited an open gap in the genre. He hadn't done a satire of sci-fi yet, whereas he had done all kinds of other satires, and I think he did a good job of it.
I disagree.
The fourth wall breaks were great. Okay, let's compare some scenes here. Let's compare some scenes.
All right.
You've got the Spaceballs troopers in the sands, looking for something, combing the sands, just like the stormtroopers were in Star Wars after the escape pod landed on Tatooine, and they're out there with combs, combing the sands.
See, that is corny as fuck.
And that's where the magic of Spaceballs lies.
The jokes are just dumb. They're corny as fuck. And me and Durley actually talked about this before we started shooting the video, about some other parody stuff. Like, so Robot Chicken, Fanboys, The Family Guy, Star Wars. I don't have a problem with any of that because it's done so well. It is done really well. It's fan service,
What the hell is an aluminum falcon? What? Lone Star? That's not like an effective homage to Han Solo. Come on,
well, obviously
man.
it is, but I don't like the way it's done.
I would think that things like Robot Chicken and Family Guy mocked Star Wars even more than Mel Brooks did.
No, but it did it in a loving way. It always it always made the fans feel like they're kind of inside the joke. Whereas Spaceballs, it just seems like a bunch of cheap gags strung together.
All right, I liked what you just said until you just said it was a bunch of cheap gags strung together. I would agree that the Seth Green and the guy from Family Guy,
Seth
MacFarlane, sorry, they went into their mockeries of Star Wars with more love, whereas Mel Brooks was doing it because he makes movies and he was doing satires at the time.
Okay.
I would have to concede that point to you, Captain Morgan. You know.
Yeah.
That almost changes my views on the movies. I still love Spaceballs. But back to why we're doing this whole episode. Somebody on Reddit heard Mel Brooks say on a podcast that he would be happy to do another Spaceballs movie. Spaceballs II. The search for more money. And he already said that he had some of the people on board, and all he'd really need is Rick Moranis. And Rick Moranis, as many of us know, but some of you might not, retired from movies after his wife passed away. He did, yeah. And he decided that it was more important to be at home and take care of his children than to pursue an acting career, because he had already been a very successful actor. You know, he had been in quite a few things. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He was in Ghostbusters. Yeah. You know, like just a couple of big name movies that he was in. So obviously he had done well for himself, and I applaud him for what he did. He made a sacrifice, but I think in a way he didn't. I think he made the better choice, even though he's a great actor. But it'd be great to see him come back and reprise his role as Dark Helmet. You know, if Spaceballs 2 came out in the theaters, I'd go watch it, because I didn't get to see the original Spaceballs in the theater. And I think Mel Brooks would do a good job. How well the movie would be received in our current climate, I'm not sure. I see a lot of movies that try to take on the absurd comedy role that was that a lot of movies fulfilled from the 80s and do it poorly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, how good would a new Spaceballs movie be? Who knows? We'll wait till the trailer comes out, if it ever comes out. I'm still a fan. Captain Morgan's kind of altered my perspective of the movie, but I'm still a fan of it. Captain Morgan, I assume I haven't been able to sway your opinion at all?
Not at all. I tried to watch it last night. I got 10 minutes in and shut it off. The jokes are just so cheesy and just not like, it's almost like there's no thought put into it. They're just like, well, oh, okay, we'll make fun of this.
They're
and then we'll make fun
clever.
of this. Oh,
when he jams the radar.
Oh, we'll have lightsabers coming out of our decks. How about that?
Oh,
that's crappy, man.
It was funny. When they got caught up and he's like, well, what's if I just put my leg up on yours and that was lowbrow comedy at its finest.
Very lowbrow.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's what you need to look at these movies as. You know, and that's something you always need to remember about movie critics is take the movie for what it is. And don't try to apply any kind of prejudgment to it. He wasn't looking to get an Oscar. He was just trying to make people laugh.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Too bad Captain Morgan's a curmudgeon. Until our next episode, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels. He needs it just to make him happy. That's Unchained with the Captain and the Durley. You know, like our videos, subscribe to us, share them with your friends. Don't forget to comment in the comments section too, because we love hearing from our fans.
Absolutely, you know, yeah. Please leave comments.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, hate on me all you want for not liking Spaceballs. I get it. I am in the minority here. I get that.
We're always looking for new ideas for videos. So if you can give us new ideas, we'll make sure that you get mentioned in the video that you inspired for us.
Absolutely.
Hey, until next time, may the Schwartz be with you.